Okay, let's go ahead and get started if we may. Renee was just remarking at what a compliant crowd this is. So thank you all very much for taking your seats and getting ready. Boy, it's great to be back again and back in person, even if it isn't exactly what we had in mind. It sure is. So thank you all for joining us this evening. I want to offer a warm welcome to those who are here in person at the Botanical Gardens. What a special and fitting place to do this. What a nice venue. And also a special welcome to those proud family members and friends who are viewing this event virtually. We look forward to a more traditional all-together event in the future. You know, while we initiated this program, oh, by the way, I'm Jim Allen, Vice Chairman of Baird. I'm in the program, but I just will say that. So anyhow, should have introduced myself. While we initiated this awards program 8 years ago, it's been almost 2.5 years since we last were able to celebrate and get together and recognize our deserving educators. So I'm pleased that we're back at it again. The conditions that produced last year's cancellation are the same conditions that make this year's awards incredibly special, as we recognize educators who stepped up under unprecedented circumstances. We can't thank you enough for your commitment, dedication, and passion for supporting our students under incredibly difficult conditions with tremendous sensitivity and compassion. Before we proceed to what are now considered the Academy Awards for our educators, I do want to recognize and thank our community partners who have shared our vision of recognition and appreciation for our teachers and leaders. They are Auburn and Ray Helton, Bellarmine University, Class Act Federal Credit Union, Unistar, Fund for the Arts, Jefferson Community and Technical College, Junior Achievement, the Kentucky Science Center, Metro United Way, the YMCA of Greater Louisville, and the Russell Garth family. Your continuous support has elevated the program and truly enriched the experience for all. It's also great to have Mayor Greg Fisher with us again. In fact, Mayor Fisher has never missed this program, which speaks to his unwavering commitment to our educators and our students. So, Greg, thank you for being here again. We also have Superintendent Marti Polio with us. He's never missed one either, and is in the unique position of being one of our very early honorees before ascending to his role as superintendent. In fact, that was the first year that we did this in 2013. So we knew that Marty was destined for great things back in 2013. And I also want to offer a warm welcome to Renee Murphy, who will serve as this evening's MC. So now it's my pleasure to welcome Greg Fisher, who, as I indicated, is batting 1,000 when it comes to this event. So Greg, it's all yours.
Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you, Jim. It's been amazing the way that Hilliard Lyons and now Baird has really stepped up in such a great leadership position to support education and specifically to support our teachers here tonight. So I want to give big thanks to the honorees who are here and all those who are joining us online as well. And I'm delighted to be amongst you. We have been so fortunate for forever, as long as there's been teachers, to have you educators as critical partners here in our city and our country as well. Lifelong learning is important to me. When I first came into office, I said there are going to be 3 big values that are going to lead the city. Healthier city, more compassionate city, and lifelong learning. Because any city you go to that's got something going on, people are curious there, they're lifelong learners, they're entrepreneurial, whether it's social entrepreneurs, artistic entrepreneurs, business entrepreneurs. So lifelong learning is what it's all about. And we've developed a lot of partnerships over the past decade or so that you all have been integral to. We worked with Dr. Polio and JCPS on 55,000 degrees. We've worked with Metro United Way, Kentuckiana Works, Evolve 502, other community partners on building out the Cradle to Career lifelong learning system that, again, we kind of developed from all that evolved out of 55,000 degrees. And that's why I'm here tonight. The awards presented this evening span early care and education to those wearing the names of post-secondary colleges. These awards cover schools, teachers, and administrators who engage students who are interested in the arts, in science, in entrepreneurship, and everything in between and beyond, because that is what teachers do in the discovery that we call education. In addition to the building blocks of the all-important lesson plans, educators help young people figure out who they are and where they're going and how they're going to get there. And there is no way to quantify how much this effort means to our present and our future. And you guys are the best of our best here. So think about some of the great lessons. Long after he became the first American to go into space, and long after he became one of just 12 humans to walk on the moon, the late great astronaut Alan Shepard, who also was a Navy admiral, was asked how he got from a one-room schoolhouse in New Hampshire to the surface of the moon. And his answer was immediate, and it came with no hesitation. Mrs. Berta Wiggins, his earliest teacher, who recognized something in a young boy and taught him how to study and taught him self-discipline that helped him become the explorer who flew jets, rode rockets, and landed in the history books. And JCPS teachers and students are full of stories like this. Shepard saw Earth rise from space, and not even that crowded out her from his memory and his best regards. And years after she was gone, he had even more vivid memories, and he remembered that Mrs. Wiggins wore her hair in a bun at the back of her head. And he never forgot her or how valuable those gifts of study and self-discipline bestowed by an excellent teacher were to his life, and obviously now our lives too. And this is what our educators do. They help our next generation reach for the stars, no matter what those stars are or what they might turn out to be. And we honor you all here tonight. It's appropriate to pay extra tribute this year to our educators, given these last 18, 19 months going through the COVID-19 pandemic with heroic efforts that exceed and defy our understanding. And Dr. Polio, I don't know if you found anybody that had the pandemic in their lesson plan yet when last year started, but we're still looking for somebody that had it in their business plan. So it's amazing how you all adapted and the resiliency that you showed, not just in the classroom, but emotionally as well. It's very difficult, obviously, not just to teach, but for those that you do teach and the families that were supporting them. So for you all to be able to navigate through all of that really is just incredible. JCPS, 7,000 teachers taught remotely for a year, reaching students where they were through online classes. Very difficult. Now you all are observing COVID-19 protocols in the classrooms, while some are still teaching students who are quarantined and must receive their schooling online because still of this dastardly virus. One parent told of a teacher who took 50 quarantined elementary students on an online tour of the fabulous new Roots 101 museum and how awesome that was for her son. So you continue to adapt. And through it all, JCPS reports a teacher retention rate of well over 90% during these very trying times. And I say, folks, that is incredible dedication. So thank you for that. There are no thanks big enough, no number of awards to adequately recognize what it took and what it takes to remain this present in our children's todays and tomorrows at any time, but especially at a time of a once-in-a-century global pandemic. The challenges may have changed because of the virus, but the goal for Louisville students and teachers remain the same, and that is to help each one of our students reach their full human potential. And it's easier with some than others, and backgrounds are always very different from all of our kids. But you guys hang in there, you lead, you help them overcome challenges in terms of their social and emotional development, their physical and their mental health, and the impact of poverty and inequity, the biggest scourges we have. So with that goal in mind, I'm also excited to announce that our community has come together to really support some fabulous initiatives like the Compassionate Schools Project. We lead the country in the work that goes on in the Compassionate Schools. the JCPS academies that have quickly vaulted to the top of the country in their linkage between workplace and educators and students. Evolve 502. Think about that now. Just 6 months ago, we announced that Evolve 502 is fully funded. So every JCPS high school student now has no financial barriers to get a post-secondary degree. That is an amazing accomplishment that very few cities have. And I really encourage y'all just to remind your students about that. Because in the past, a lot of people say, I can't afford to this or I can't afford that. That excuse is gone. But now we got to just make sure that everybody knows about that. And here in this first year, about 700 people, young people, are taking advantage of the Evolve 502 scholarship. So we did this good work together. The funders in our community would not have come together if they didn't believe in you all. And I want to thank Dr. Polio. That wouldn't have happened if they didn't believe in you, Marty, as well, and the entire school board for their leadership in this community in our school district. And then in closing, I want to thank each and every teacher and administrator here tonight for taking on those challenges. Thank you for every lesson you taught, every one of them, every heart-to-heart conversation with a student or a parent. Thank you for every night that you stayed up late grading those papers. Every smiley face you might have scribbled on a paper, every word of encouragement, every tough day at school or at the home office, but deciding to get back up and get after it again. And every online class or offering you endeavored to make as engaging as it possibly could be. So as you all know, you are critical to the fabric of our city, and it's just so essential that you're getting recognized here tonight. So on behalf of almost 800,000 residents here in the city of Louisville, thank you, thank you, thank you for helping our children, our community reach for the stars. Thank you all. God bless. I don't know if y'all know this guy or not, but this is Dr. Marti Polo, who's had an incredible success story, I think. It's not over. He's a young man, but it is very unusual for someone to go from, let's just jump to the high school principal, to go to that, to be a superintendent of one of the largest school districts in the country. Most people just say it can't be done. It's never been done before. What are you all thinking about? But Marty stepped into the breach when we needed somebody to really show leadership. And then his performance since then has just been exemplary, the way he's involved the entire community, the staff, our educators, the students, in charting our course here with JCPS. So it gives me great honor to introduce one of the great superintendents in the United States of America, Dr. Marti Polo.
Thank you, Mayor Fisher. I appreciate those kind words. I wish everyone agreed with you on that, but I've had some interesting things happen over the course of the past few months, and some interesting things get sent to me in the mail over the past few months at work. Can't share them with you here, but maybe some other time at happy hour or something. But it's been quite the journey so far. And I'm going to tell you, Jim, I've been to every one of these, all the way back when we were the Hilliard Lions first. And I still have that first Hilliard Lions year award winner on my wall. It's something I take a lot of pride in. I remember that was at the Yum Center, a room in the Yum Center, and I thought it was just an incredible thing to go down to the Yum Center. And then we've been over at Cardinal Stadium, but now we're in this beautiful room, and this is just fantastic here. I was here in June for the first time, and it was like the cicadas. It was like ground zero for cicadas right here. But I think back to that, and if I hadn't won that award, I don't know if I'd be here today. So I blame you, Jim, for all of this. Like every night I go to sleep and I think Jim Allen and that Hilliard Lions Award. So this is what all you award winners have to look forward to. I'm just kidding. It has been a critical part of my journey in education here in JCPS. And I do think about the Hilliard Lions Awards, now the Baird Awards, as like a Hall of Fame of JCPS educators. I really do. I've gone back and looked at the award winners, And I mean, it's just, it is and it's always it's really hard to know, like, how do you judge these things any of the year when you're talking about, teacher, principal, superintendent, central office? It's hard to know because we're all doing our own work, and it's hard to judge. We don't have necessarily the stat, or shouldn't even have the stats about who's better because everyone's working so hard. But when I go back and see the list of award winners from the Hilliard Lions Award to the Baird Awards now, I mean, it's just an incredible list of educators who have given their lives, like you all have, for the kids in JCPS. And I mean, this should be something that every city in America does. It really should, because I believe as we face a teacher shortage across this country and an educator shortage across this country, we're going to have to do something more than what we just say, which is, oh, let's give a little bit more money, which is important. But what we need to be saying is how we value teachers and we value educators, and we recognize teachers and educators for the work that they do. And so this is the type of event that should be happening all over America all the time. And I know we've got 2 TV stations covering this, but there should be 4 here and all the outlets covering this. And it should not be at the 4:30 a.m. segment as they start. And I get mad at Renee because I blame her for media stuff all the time, even though she decided to, by the way, I told her I was going to speak for an hour and she got upset because she has a babysitter until 8 tonight. So I'm going to make this really long to make you uncomfortable. What's that going to mean is all the award winners it's going to be like 2 seconds. She's going to be running everybody through here as quick as they can. But, that we are truly recognizing educators for the work that they do each and every day. And we have 14,000 full-time employees in JCPS. And I know it's sport and narrative in this community to run around saying JCPS this and that, taxes and $1.8 billion budget and failings. It's sport to say all of those things. But nobody gets a view of what I get, which is going into every single school in this district. It took me 2 years to do it, but every single school in this district, and every day, every time I go in, I see miracles happening in our schools, people giving their lives, kids that come to us with incredible trauma that, this, you've been in school. It breaks your heart to see what young people go through. And yet here it is for our educators stepping up every single day. And many of them having to face that narrative of this is a failing school. And I see in these schools, the people in these schools that are absolutely, I'd put them up against any school anywhere for the work that they're doing. And so I always say that narrative, good school, bad school, we've got to get out of that in this country. Because I'll tell you this, I'll go into these schools and I would put, and I think, what is a great school? It is what the adults do in the building. It is simply put what the adults do every single day, that they come every single day to meet the needs of the kids. And that's what they do. And there are just so many great schools in our community that we don't value enough. And they're great schools because of you all, the educators that come every single day. And no matter what happened yesterday, no matter what a kid did yesterday, no matter what they did or didn't do, we're there to meet them and greet them and say, welcome back. Let's get back after it. We're going to support you, give them a hug, and let's get to class. That's that. And we'll give you the food you need, because I know you don't have the food you need. We're going to support you with the housing that you need. We'll find that and help you with that as well. Wraparound services, teaching, interventions, after school, all of those things. We're going to do those things for you. And that's what educators do. And that's what we got to start valuing in this community. So, Jim, I can't thank Baird enough for your support of these awards, because it's just not a plaque. It's not. It's recognizing educators, teachers, and leaders for what they do. And always, Mayor Fisher, we appreciate you for what you do to support JCPS and educators all throughout this community. And I want to finish a little bit with this, because I'm trying to do this every time I stand in front of educators right now. I was out at a school today, Blue Ribbon School, and went just to talk to the teachers. And so this is for teachers and leaders in here right now. because there has never been a tougher time in schools in my 25 years. And I would say you can go back well before that, of what you all are facing every single day in schools right now. Franklin Gels, a good friend of ours, asked me before, so what's it like in schools? If 10 right now is, normal, just like a regular year, what are you, like a 7? Like for a regular year? And I said, well, I would say maybe a half of what? I said, no, a half of a point. Like that's where we are right now. And I don't say that to say we're struggling. I say that to say, like, every single day, you guys are coming in and not only teaching your classes when there's a lot of fear out there. There's a fear about the virus. Every day we get reports about more people being sick out in the state or educators dying. And then we're contact tracing and quarantining, and you have children that are quarantining. And we have a severe shortage of substitute teachers. So teachers are stepping up and going into classes. Administrators are doing that as well in one of the most challenging times ever. So the number one thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you for all you do, each and every one of you out here in JCPS and those that support JCPS, because it is a difficult and challenging time. But I've said this many times. I know this. Go back 18, 19 months. I was thinking, how in the world are we going to do NTI? No way we do that. How in the world are we going to do summer? And then it's going to be, how in the world are we going to do NTI 2.0? How in the world are we going to vaccinate all of our educators? How in the world are we going to possibly have school with social distancing and math? I mean, when the CDC first said that, I thought, there's no way we could do that in a school. And it happened. And then we did summer, and we're right back at it in the most challenging time, contact tracing and quarantining. But I know this in JCPS, we got this, and we got this because of you all. Congratulations to all of the winners. You deserve this just like every educator in JCPS. Appreciate all your work.
Thank you, Dr. Polio. I have the babysitter till 8:30, so you could have gone a little bit longer. I know, you could have gone longer. Well, my name is Renee Murphy, and I work for Jefferson County Public Schools, and I'm glad to be here with you this evening. And thank you to Jim Allen and to Baird for this event. Thank you to the mayor for always supporting JCPS, your team as well. And thank you to all of you, our great, amazing, outstanding educators. I have 3 kiddos in JCPS, and they're a handful. So magnify that plus 96,000 students. I know the job that you have. I know how tough it is. And from the bottom of our hearts, we all thank you for what you do each and every day. So welcome to everyone this evening, for those who are here in person and those who are watching on the live stream. Good evening to you. There's been a lot of talk about stories of teachers that have had an impact. And I think about the teacher who impacted me the most. Her name was Helen Ruth Aspis. I think the mayor mentioned a teacher with the bun. That was her. She had a bun, but she was the teacher that told me the story behind the lesson. And I still remember all of those stories about history, how she tied it into things that were relevant today. And she had the best and biggest impact on my life. So never underestimate what you do and how long we will remember all of those little moments in time that we've had with teachers. Members of the selection committee were deeply moved by so many of the stories of all the work that you do. Stories are so powerful. To give you an idea of some of the amazing things that happened in the last year, let's take a quick look at a story. This is a story of a grandmother who was able to see the power of learning during NTI with her own grandchildren and see what happened when she had that spark of learning. So I'll turn your attention to the video.
That's helping me retain.
Taisha McDougall spends most of her days with her granddaughter Naima, a 7th grader at Phoenix School of Discovery. Naima, like every other Jefferson County Public School student, is doing at-home learning this semester, which presented a challenge for her 52-year-old grandmother.
About 33 years ago, I dropped out of high school. She has a math and English teacher named Miss Levinson, and I text her like in a panic. I was fit to be tired, and I just asked her. I was like, how am I supposed to help her when I don't understand? Some symbols.
Math has always been McDougall's most problematic subject, causing a couple failed attempts at earning a GED.
How are you going to get from
34 to 32.
But McDougall never had Heather Levinson, the teacher she was seeing and hearing, leading her granddaughter's math class.
Gradually, I'd start to see her grandma kind of look into the screen, kind of go from being a voice in the background to being a face on the screen occasionally.
I started sitting with her. So when they do the lesson, I would get the lesson.
Then one day, it was time for McDougall to level with Ms. Levinson.
So after all of the other kids got off, she said, I want you to know that I dropped out of high school and that I've tried a couple of times to get a GED. And I feel really good about this now. She said, this is the most confident I've ever felt doing math. And I was pretty blown away. And she was so effective and so good that I didn't consider the fact that might be a meaningful experience for her too.
And I just want you to know that I have learned so much. You know, not am I trying to teach her to make sure she has it, but it dawned on me, I'm learning. This right here is algebra symbols. You know what I mean? This like meant the world to me because what I didn't understand, I began to understand with these symbols. And it's just like, oh, one-step equations. Never in my life have I done a one-step equation.
Wonderful. What is your inverse of plus?
It really was truly like an aha moment. And then it was just like, I think I can do this.
She was always good in English, science, and social studies, but has been sitting in on her granddaughter's NTI classes in those subjects too, as a refresher. With a new confidence, McDougall is vowing to get her GED, or better yet, return to adult classes and finish the hours needed to get her diploma, an inspiration to her grandchildren.
Hopefully I'm encouraging them, you know, to want to finish high school and continue on with their education.
As for the Phoenix school teacher who gained an extra older student this school year,
Miss Levinson, you know, she said, you know, she'll help me study or she'll continue to work with me.
It's very much a gift to me to get that affirmation that something that I'm doing matters. Yeah, and I'm delighted that I was able to be that person to give that gift to her.
I wanted to tell her that, you know, how much she's, as you said, made an impact on my life, guiding me towards my education.
I mean, talk about a story, right? And lifelong learning, Mayor Fisher. So that is the impact of what you do, not just in the classroom, but how it impacts the whole family. I can speak personally. The educators that have impacted my kiddos have made the difference in my life as well. So your work is recognized far beyond the four walls of your work location. So thank you. Well, because last year we were unable to host a ceremony, we are honoring the 2020 recipients tonight as well, which is very exciting. We get to recognize those of you from this year as well as last year. So at this point in time, we'd like to welcome Jim Allen and Dr. Polio back to the stage as we begin the awards presentation. And we will be celebrating all of our educators. And the following educators are all winners of the Baird Excellence Awards for outstanding elementary, middle, and high school teachers. Award recipients, when your name is called, please come to the front to receive your award and wait for a moment to make sure you can get a picture with Mr. Allen and with Dr. Polio. We begin this evening with Height Elementary's Kristen Benner, who has dedicated 21 years of her life to education, and it shows each and every day. She comes with the fire and passion of helping students. One parent wrote, whether it's the use of new technology options for students or creating lessons that are richly layered and just truly creative, she makes a difference. Her students are exposed to so many wonderful educational elements that will help them continue to build their understanding of the world. So this evening, we say congratulations to Kristen Benner. Congratulations. Our next award winner is someone who wanted to get into teaching, because he wanted young people to see teachers that look like him. Representation is very important to Curon Carmichael. His approach to learning is always creative. I'm told that his class is that class. You know that class that everyone wants to be in, that teacher that everyone wants to be around. His coworkers have said that he emphasizes what students really need. He identifies when they have a struggle and how they can overcome that and beat every hurdle that could be in their way. He is a true lighthouse leader, as Dr. Polio likes to talk about, those lighthouses who are beacons of hope in the middle of a storm. So please say congratulations to Curon Carmichael. Kathy Bellinger is a teacher at the Phoenix School of Discovery, and she's developed a style of teaching that incorporates blended learning, student regrouping, and project-based learning. That's the great, exciting type of learning that our kids are truly engaged and involved in. She pulls off this unique and progressive style of teaching and learning with her students. And her team says that when Ms. Bellinger leads, she is a true professional, she's innovative, and she is committed to instructional planning to make her students better. So please welcome our next award winner, Kathy Bellinger. Great. Let's give a round of applause for our first round of winners. When I first came to JCPS, I thought I knew a lot about the district because I'd covered it for years in my former career. And I was like, okay, I know the lay of the land. But you'll learn in JCPS, there's a lot of acronyms. So an AIC is an academic instructional coach. And that's our next category here this evening. These are true difference makers as well. And we do want to welcome Dr. Angela Pleasant. And I say her last name really lives up to her personality because she was so pleasant when I got to talk to her earlier. She gets to see teachers grow. And that's exciting to her because when she sees teachers grow, that means students are growing. And when students are growing, that is building on the success in a school building. And that is what she loves most. In her former roles, she has led celebrations with students to make sure that they understand just how important and valued they are in the school. She is described as being instrumental in continued success at her school at Coleridge Taylor Montessori Elementary. So congratulations to Dr. Angela Pleasant. More acronyms for you. A PLC. So professional learning communities, that is our next category. The professional learning community model gives schools a framework to help build and increase teacher capacity to work as members of high-performing collaborative teams that focus on improving student learning. So the PLC team from the Phoenix School of Discovery includes Carrie Doty, Emily Lane, Jeffrey Harden, Karen Schwartz, Paul Vale, Hillary Bowles, Jack Walker, and John Tatman. The Phoenix 11th and 12th grade PLC truly represents the best of the best here in JCPS. They are all outstanding educators, and they believe in something they like to call name and claim. And they say they like to name their students and claim the success and support that the students will need. The team has a long history of using gamification to encourage students, and they're always creative in making sure that learning is fun and exciting. As a group, they also thrived during NTI, and they showed the way for what was possible during virtual learning during a historic time in our community. So this evening, we say congratulations to the PLC from the Phoenix School of Discovery. They are our winners this evening. Congratulations. I hope that you are all following JCPS social media. You will see that we talk about lighthouse leadership a lot and being lighthouses in our schools to be that symbol of hope and that guiding light to help our teams. So one of the groups that is most instrumental in being a lighthouse leader are our principals. So our principal award this evening goes out to Semple Elementary School's Danielle Randall. And I know I often have conversations with Dr. Polio about going off script, but I'm going to go off script here a little bit tonight as well, because Danielle Randall is one of the best around. I see her and work with her during the day. I will see her at 10, 11 o'clock at night at basketball games, and she's cheering as hard at 11 o'clock at night as she is at 9 o'clock in the morning for her students. She is always there for her kids. Her heart is worn on her sleeve every day, and she makes a difference at Semple. Semple is a special school because of Miss Randall. So please welcome our award winner for this evening in our principal category, Miss Danielle Randall. So you've heard me talking about the impact that teachers make. You've heard Dr. Polio. It's another thing to hear it from students. And I think you probably had a moment where a student has come back and said something to you that just gets you right there. So this next video that we want to show you is a great example of what happens when students have the opportunity to thank their teachers for all that they have done for them.
Miss Marty because she's nice and she understands most people. Thank you for teaching me last year and all the things I can use for the future and everything. And I love you and thank you.
I love you too, buddy. This is so sweet. You know I love you guys. I don't want to be emotional, but it makes it work well.
Here you go. Appreciate all that you've done, and you caused like such a great impact on my life. So I appreciate you so much for that. You are just amazing. You're not like your typical teacher. Like you just don't tell me what I want to hear. Like I just know you're so reliable. You're literally like a friend to me. Like I don't see you as just some teacher who's going to tell me what I want to hear or say that I should be doing this or this. You push me to like continue on.
Miss was you're my favorite teacher in Bloom because you were my first teacher. I loved your songs and you made me feel a part of Bloom.
Let's do a double.
Whoa.
Yeah, there it is.
Nice.
All right. What's up, Braylon?
What's up? So while I'm here to appreciate Mr. Clark. I'm going to be a math teacher. So going back to school is awesome, man. It's going to be awesome.
He definitely brings joy and a delight to me.
Oh, let's have 3 cheers for Mr. Clark. Hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip. Hooray!
Probably seen that video 10 times now, but each time I was looking a little like, okay, hold it back, hold it together. That video was actually made during the pandemic and during NTI when we were separated. That's why you'll see we made some special home visits, and I hope there were home visits that made a difference for our educators. Our next category are our winners who have been nominated by their students. So it's a fitting lead into this next category. Ariel Bigham is a 3rd grade teacher. And let me tell you, if she was my 3rd grade math teacher, I probably would have done a whole lot better in math, especially with word problems. She teaches at Coleridge Taylor Montessori Elementary School, and she says her work is worthwhile. She makes sure that she has creative math problems that incorporate the students' names so they feel connected, and incorporates experiences the students have told her about that they've had. So she makes learning relevant, interesting, and engaging each and every day. Please welcome Ariel Bigham as one of our award winners. From Thomas Jefferson Middle School, we want to recognize Allison Scarlett. Allison has been at TJ for 9 years. She comes from a family that's worked with children. It's in her blood, I guess you could say. She's loved her time in teaching, and she says it's her calling to be in this profession. A student wrote about Miss Scarlett that she helped me with so much throughout my 7th grade year by keeping me on the right path, keeping me engaged in my classroom, and helping me anytime I needed her. So please welcome our next award winner, Miss Allison Scarlett. Our next award winner is Elena Kaminetsky, and she works at Eastern High School. Her students have written a lot of great things about what she has done and what she's meant to them. They use words like, she's majorly enriched my life. She makes learning fun. When I have felt stressed out, she's helped me. Other than feeling stressed out because I have to learn, one student wrote, I feel excited because I want to learn. Is that the best compliment? Well, we do. I think Elena is here with us this evening, so we'll welcome Elena to the stage to receive her award. Oh, she is watching. Okay, sorry. Elena is at home and she is watching. So, hey there, congratulations to you. We will make sure that you receive your award. Mr. Brent Peters has quite the story. He was a cook for many, many years before becoming a teacher and working at Fern Creek High School. Come on up here. We're talking about you. We're going to give you an award next. He has truly found ways to connect with his students through food, through literature, and he makes learning exciting and fun. One student wrote that I like the English project more than anything else. I've started learning more in school because I know there's someone there who will be proud of everything that I do. And that is Mr. Peters. So Mr. Peters, we say congratulations to you, sir. All right. Well, that concludes our category for those who have been nominated by students here in JCPS. Can we just give all of our winners so far a big round of applause? I know one thing that's very important to Dr. Polio is community building, and he makes it a point to make sure he builds relationships with those in the city, and we find ways to partner, to grow, and be stronger together. And so we do want to honor our educators chosen to receive awards presented by our community partners. Well, No Middle School's Latanya Bland is receiving the Metro United Way Out of School Time Leadership Award. Latanya changed careers and transitioned into teaching to make a greater impact early on. She sets high expectations in her classroom. She kind of has a no-nonsense approach, but students love her. In fact, she built the first math academy in the country, owned and operated and run by an African-American woman. I would say truly an amazing woman. And one student described her as the GOAT. So congratulations to Latanya. Latanya is celebrating with us from home this evening. So hey, Latanya, we're all cheering you on and we'll make sure that you get your award. Metro United Way's Early Care and Education Award goes to Holly Moore. Holly Moore works at Dawson-Orman Early Childhood. She is a compassionate, hardworking, dedicated educator, child-centered, and always advocating for children. She actively engages parents in the growth and development of their children through lots of outreach, extensive efforts that she takes to make sure families feel that they are connected. So keep on keeping on, Holly. You're doing great work. We say congratulations to her, our award winner. Samantha Mcgivney works at Churchill Park. And Churchill Park is one of those amazing places here in Louisville that if you go visit and you leave, you will leave a changed person feeling inspired by our educators. She's honored with the Special Education Award this evening, and this award is actually sponsored by an anonymous donor. So this is a very special award. A fellow teacher wrote about her that our students have verbal communication. They don't have much verbal communication as their primary method. And she works diligently to ensure that all students have the educational needs that they need to be successful. She is a shining example of everything that we hope to achieve as educators. So let's give her a big round of applause for all that she does for our students. All right, our next recipient was actually nominated by 3 different people. Latasha Craig is always thinking outside the box and looking for new ways to help families at Foster Elementary School. One nominator said that Miss Craig is the hardest working woman that I know. She does everything in her possible way to make sure her students' needs are met, from helping get the PTA off the ground to creating a clothing closet. You name it, whatever program it is, she has helped to create it. So Latasha, we say congratulations on winning the Unistar LLC Family Resource and Youth Service Center Award. Yeah, we'll get it to her. Yes. Congratulations, Latasha. Congratulations. I'd like to present Anita Moore from Olmsted Academy South with the Unistar LLC Family Resource and Youth Service Center Award. Anita consistently seeks ways to enhance students' school experience. We talk a lot about sense of belonging in our district too, and we want students to feel connected to our educators and feel connected to the school they go to each and every day. Because of her leadership of the attendance committee, chronic absenteeism has decreased 10% in the first 3 months in the 2019 school year. So she is making a difference. She has been a beacon for JCPS students. I would say she's probably been a pretty great lighthouse. So please say congratulations to Anita Moore. Okay, I'm going to go off script a little bit on this one too, because this award goes to a principal that I call and bug a lot. Early morning text messages, late at night phone calls. The Russell Garth Memorial Fund and the Russell Garth Principal Award this year goes to Principal Chris Burba from Highland Middle School. One thing about Chris, I'll tell you, no matter what is going on, he is calm and steady, and he is a great person to be around. He cares about all of his students. It shows in everything that he does, and he is always looking to make a difference and make it work. So Dr. Polio talks about, we got this. He's telling his staff and telling his students, we got this too at Highland. So please say congratulations this evening to Chris Burba. This time we want to recognize one of our librarians. Charity Garnett works at Engelhard Elementary School, and this evening is receiving the Auburn and Ray Helton Award. Due to her advocacy, Engelhard has moved to a fully flexible schedule to allow Charity and her students to really go deep and look at books in a whole new way and to explore literacy in all of its forms. She is determined that every student at Engelhard find that book. So we talked about that classroom, that teacher, we know that book that we can't put down, that's the page turner. Well, Miss Garnett helps students to find that book. She's making a difference each and every day. I see her staff here supporting her this evening as well. So please say congratulations to our award winner. We talk a lot about community. Community certainly is important to JCPS and important to the city of Louisville. Some of our partners are here in person to present their awards to educators that they have selected. And I am excited to hear from all of these award winners and to hear from all of our community partners who are able to recognize our next recipients. So partners, I'm going to call you two at a time to make your way up to the stage. But please wait until the previous award has been presented and you see your name on the screen there, and take the stage for the presentation. First, I'd like to welcome Andre Chemostone Guest to present the Fund for the Arts Teacher Award, followed by Dr. Kristen Cook to present the Bellarmine University Teacher Award.
Good evening, everyone. As it's been noted before, teachers are so important in the lives of each and every one of us. And each one of us can point to a teacher who has made a difference. And these two teachers are no exception. I'm sure that years from now, if not today, there are going to be kids all over this community and all over the country who are going to call these two teachers' names out as someone who has actually done a tremendous job in sparking the creativity inside of them, to helping them to be who they are today and then in the future. And at the Fund for the Arts, we have a program called 5 by 5, where we want each elementary school student in the district to have 5 meaningful art experiences by the 5th grade. And these two teachers have worked at the elementary school level to actually have introduced their kids to these art experiences that we're fortunate enough to be able to fund. And it's not just a 5 by 5 experience with these teachers, it's probably a 5 by 100, because the experiences that they're having with us is just one, but they're getting one almost every day with these teachers. And so the first recipient is Sandra Hart from Atkinson Academy. Sandra, she must be at home, and thank you, Sandra, for the hard work that you do. And the second recipient is Laura Roth from Cochran Elementary.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm honored to be here from Bellarmine University, honoring 2 of our phenomenal alumni this evening. Our first recipient for the 2020 Teacher Excellence Award goes to Rachel Segreto. She's a 6th grade English teacher at Newcomer Academy and has been described as a born educator and a mentor to students. She graciously facilitates instruction for diverse learners from across the globe in her 6th grade English language arts classes. She collaborated with the Global Human Project and the Kentucky Refugee Ministries to help her students visit Frankfurt on Refugee Immigrant Day at the Capitol. Students prepared by researching issues for immigrants in our state and writing to government representatives. When they visited the Capitol, they were able to meet with House and Senate state representatives and shared their vision for a more diverse and rich community. Many of our students have had limited education opportunities before coming to the United States, and Ms. Segreto actively seeks ways to help them catch up quickly. What an inspiration. Congratulations, Rachel. Oh,
Can we
absolutely.
hold that one, Marvin? You're good.
The 2021 Bellarmine University Award, sponsored through the Teacher Excellence Program, goes to Anna Gazapol. Yeah, Anna. Science educator at Ramsey Middle School. The nominator of our recipient describes Anna as having an ability to connect with students and build positive relationships that is second to none. We certainly saw this in our program when Anna was with us at Bellarmine. They say she's able to empower all of her students with her innovative and creative science labs, experiments, and project-based learning projects. Another important aspect of Miss G's success in education is her dedication to the success of the school. Miss Gazapol leads by example through her character, her instructional abilities, her work ethics, and her growth mindset. Congratulations, Anna.
All right, well, I'll just use my best TV voice. Maybe? Well, there we go. And there's sound now. All right. We'd like to welcome Mike Norman to present the Barbara Bird and Jennifer Harris to present the Junior Achievement Teacher Award. So thank you guys for your support of our students and our staff members.
Thank you all for this evening. Let me go off script right off. So sorry, Renee, but I'm a proud JCPS grad. So I just want to say that. Not only that, but both of my sons are JCPS grads. So thank y'all. I'm all in for what y'all do. And you guys are great and amazing. And it's been an interesting 18 months. So keep doing what you're doing. So, you know, at Kentucky Science Center, we know how important it is for young people, and especially young women, to have mentors in STEAM fields. And STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So that's one reason we started the Girls STEAM Club back in 2018. And I'll never forget Susan Elkington, hearing Susan Elkington, she's president of Toyota Motor Manufacturing in Kentucky, was one of our sponsors of our Girls STEAM Club program, discussing what started her down her path to her engineering degree. She said she didn't really know what engineering was as a high schooler, but that one of her teachers noticed her potential in math and science and encouraged her to lean into those strengths. Our Girls STEAM Club program does an excellent job in connecting middle school girls with STEAM professionals and leading them through fun and engaging STEAM activities. But none of those girls would be part of the program if it weren't for the tenacity and dedication of their teachers. Teachers who hear about the program, work to set it up at their schools, and then recruit the students to be part of it. I'm thrilled to be able to recognize one of those teachers here tonight. Adriana Thornton is a teacher at Ramsey Middle School. She worked tirelessly to bring a group of her students into our Girls STEAM Club. She reached out to students to sign them up for the program and organize their participation. She personally picked up many of our activity kits and ensured they made it to students' homes so that they would have the supplies they needed to participate in our online STEAM activities. And in doing so, she made a difference to her students, just like Susan Elkington's teacher did for her. So for all of her efforts in nurturing the next generation of STEAM professionals, I am thrilled to present the Kentucky Science Center Award to Adriana Thornton. Congratulations.
Good evening. On behalf of Junior Achievement, I first just want to thank each and every educator and your team for all that you have done throughout these circumstances that have been placed upon you. We are so privileged to have a relationship with JCPS, and this evening I am honored to award the Teacher Excellence Award on behalf of JA to Emily Essery of Norton Commons Elementary. I have had the privilege of working with Emily over the past 6 years with Junior Achievement throughout 2 school districts, and seeing her in action with her students every day, her creative ways and how she reaches the kids, she continues to amaze me. So not only with bringing those mentors in the classroom by providing JA to her students, also Emily made sure that even though we weren't able to be in the classroom due to the pandemic, that she provided that educational program to her students virtually. So thank you, Emily. And little did I know, unbeknownst to me, not only is Emily receiving this award tonight as an educator, she too was a recipient of a JA award when she was in finished high school, and she was a JA kid. So thank you, Emily. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. Junior Achievement is also presenting a second Teacher Excellent Awards tonight. I would like to recognize Resource Teacher with Transition Readiness, Heather Craig. Heather wears many hats as a resource teacher. My interaction with Heather is mostly with a program that Junior Achievement runs called JA Inspire. It's an 8th grade program that helps present career readiness exploration to students and also help them better pick their high school academy so they can future their career goals. With Heather's great organizational skills, wonderful coaching, and great attention to detail, she has helped us bring the program to close to 7,000 JCPS students each year, 5 years in a row. So that's 35,000 students. I also know that Heather helps middle school counselors way beyond JA Inspire. She's always organizing Google sites that have the best resources for them right at their fingertips. Heather, you are a super hard worker, valuable asset to JCPS counselors, teachers, and students. Really, you're an inspiration to me. You helped me make my job a lot easier, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
All right. Our next award from our community partners, we want to welcome Kevin Johns to present the Class Act Federal Credit Union Teacher Award, as well as Dr. Drew Wilkerson to present the Jefferson County and Technical College Teacher Award as well. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kevin Johns, and I'm proud to be here tonight and honor our teachers. Our Heroes of Education program has given us an opportunity to allow our teachers to tell their stories and all the great things, amazing things that are happening within the classrooms. This award is really for those that bring in innovation, inspiration, and motivation to the students each and every day. And as I go out there and I meet with teachers and hear their stories, I'm just constantly amazed at the creativity, the ingenuity, and just the passion that our teachers bring to our students each and every day. So I have two teachers I'd like to recognize. Our first teacher, Kimberly Bruce, is a teacher at Moore High School. She continually goes above and beyond with not only business partners, but with her students. She can often be seen after school working with kids and developing their skills that they didn't have a chance to get to that morning. She also partners closely with business partners and develop the students with their skills, and also advocates them working in the field to gain that practical hands-on knowledge. Last year, there was actually a story told by one of the students, and she named Miss Bruce as the reason for her perseverance and this is with the amazing relationship that she has. She never has a bad day. She's always smiling. So please help me recognize our 2020 recipient for Teacher of the Year, Kimberly Bruce. She's not here today, but congratulations. Our second recipient, Ashley Conway, is a academy coach at Jefferson High School. She mentors teens and works with the health and science departments. She works with the coaches to students that work with e-commerce, marketing, allied health, patient care, and pre-nursing. She also works with 2 high school professionals to bring those real life experiences to their students. She's awesome working with her kids. She's also advocating the Heroes of Education program to J-Town and bringing funds to the school for technology, and also advocating for a new academy inside the school so that the students get that practical experience of working with a branch operation. She also has a passion for financial literacy, and so I'd like to recognize Ashley Conway as our 2021 recipient for Teacher of the Year.
Well, good evening. I'll start just by adding my congratulations to all of the award recipients tonight. Jefferson Community and Technical College would like to honor Jennifer Bean, high school teacher at Ballard High School, who teaches mathematics. Jennifer was selected for this award for her outstanding commitment to students in Jefferson's Accelerate to College and dual credit programs. Accelerate to College is a partnership between JCPS and Jefferson Community and Technical College, and it's a college prep program that prepares high school seniors for college-level mathematics. Students have the opportunity to enroll in dual credit math and earn college credit while still in high school after completing this program. Jennifer has been involved with the Accelerate to College program since the pilot year, and she welcomed her 3rd cohort of students this past August. She's also gone above and beyond to get certified to teach dual credit classes at Ballard by returning to school herself and enrolling in graduate programs at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, my alma mater, and Indiana University Southeast to earn the necessary course hours she needs to teach dual credit. Jennifer is a staunch supporter of her students and pushes them to do and be their very best. Some of the things her students in the Accelerate to College program from last year had to say about her. Mrs. Bean was the best math teacher I've ever had. She never quit on me and made sure I never quit on myself or fail. She was my favorite math teacher, and I'm so glad that I had her. The A to C program was amazing, and she did an amazing job with it. I miss her like crazy. Mrs. Bean is a teacher I will never forget. Math has always been a subject that I have struggled in throughout most of my academic career. She gave me confidence in my ability to do math, as well as methods to use in the future. I've never had a teacher be able to give me the type of confidence that Mrs. Bean was able to give me. Mrs. Bean was my absolute favorite teacher I ever had. She always knew several ways to explain a problem and as well made class entertaining, making it easy to focus. She would never sugarcoat what she would talk to you about and pushed everyone, never giving up on a single student in her class. She had fun and during COVID always stayed connected with us, providing us motivation and support. So on behalf of the Jefferson Community and Technical College community, thank you for your partnership with us and thank you for your dedication to your students.
Well, congratulations to all of our award recipients. Can we give them all a round of applause? We do have one final award this evening, and I have to tell you, I usually always have something to say, and I'm going to get up here, I'm going to know exactly what to say about our next award winner, but the words have not come to me because there are so many words for our next winner. Leader, compassionate, always there for you, remembers everything about you to make you feel like you're connected. She has truly been a mentor to me. Oh my gosh, I'm about to start crying, Amy. Has been a mentor to me and has made all the difference for me, both personally and professionally, over the last 3 years that I've been with JCPS. So we do want to welcome Steve Tarver, who is here to present the YMCA Award for Youth Development.
So good evening. It is indeed an honor for the YMCA of Greater Louisville to be involved in this recognition program since its inception, and to add our thanks to Jim Allen, Vice Chairman of Baird, and of course our previous CEO of Hilliard Lyons. I bring greetings from our board chair, Howard Holloman, and our Director of Child Care Services, Laura Luter. The person we would like to recognize with the Baird and YMCA's Excellence Award for Youth Development at this point has spent 34 years. My understanding is this is 2 careers wrapped into one, starting as a teacher and a principal, and worked at the state level with the Kentucky Department of Education, and back to Jefferson County as an assistant superintendent is where I first met her. And so she retired from career number 1 after about 27 years, but they could not do without her, and neither could we. And she was recruited back to become the district's chief of staff for Marti Polio, which has to be one of his best decisions that he ever made. But anyway, career number 2 is thankfully still in progress, and we are all very blessed by that. So Laura, our director, is not with us tonight. In fact, our staff are all working directly with the children, so we're actually asking them to stay away from some of these larger gatherings to make sure that we can stay in business. But in any case, I will share her reflections about working closely with Amy Dennis. Quote, every decision she makes is child and family centered. She is a champion for the underserved. She is a skillful communicator with a sharp wit. That may be an inside joke, I'm not sure. But she understands that children need support before and after the school bell. She works countless hours for the families of the district and leads with compassion and expertise, as you've already heard. We are honored to work alongside her for all JCPS children, end quote. Now, my personal experience is a little more distant than that, but I've gotten reports from our school-age staff telling me about various phone calls between Laura and Amy that range and occurred during times from about 4:30 in the morning until 11 o'clock at night or later. And this is about whether it's about NTI, which we were on that journey together, or getting food for the children, or getting technological hookups for the technology that was going on to keep the children, along with their academics, and or whatever it is. And these calls, I know, occurred on any or sometimes all of 7 days in a week. And both of our Laura and Amy, of course, have great relentless commitments to these children. So it's no surprise to recall the last 18 months and say that they have been difficult and challenging. However, the opportunity to work, and this is my personal reflection on this, with someone who keeps their eyes on the goal and looks at challenges as opportunity to serve, even in sometimes having to pivot to serve different ways, but without losing sight of the vision. And that's been a joy for me to watch. We're grateful for the opportunity to partner throughout these past months with many disruptions, but few interruptions. We did find it interesting, though, that through the pandemic, child care became known for more than just child care or youth development. It became a workforce development issue, as it should be. So the Y is pleased to serve in this role with JCPS. We are grateful for Amy Dennis. We are honored to present the Excellence Award for Youth Development presented by Baird and the YMCA of Greater Louisville to Amy Dennis. Congratulations. God bless you.
Congratulations again to all of our award recipients. And Mr. Tarver, yes, somehow Amy Dennis has found an additional 20 hours in a day to get everything done. We often talk at 5:30 in the morning and go as late till 10 o'clock at night, all in the same day sometimes. So she is a great advocate for our community and a great champion for JCPS. So it's been a great evening, hasn't it? Yes, it has been awesome. I hope that you all feel inspired and ready to conquer even more things in the future and continue to be there for our students. So to close us out this evening, we would like to welcome Jim Allen back.
How about a round of applause for Renee Murphy? What a terrific MC and what a great ambassador for JCPS. So thank you very much. You know, before I make some closing remarks, I do want to call a quick audible. And so I want to offer for every honoree to come up afterwards and get their picture taken with Mayor Greg Fisher, since he has been such a dedicated supporter of this. So Greg, I'm volunteering you to do that. Marvin, you got enough disk space in that camera to take a few more pictures? That's great. Thank you very much. So as we wrap things up, gosh, what a nice evening and a fitting tribute to our deserving educators. Congratulations to our honorees, and thank you for all that you do, and thank you for all that you're going to do going forward. To families and friends, thank you for your support. We recognize that this is a team effort. I also want to take this opportunity to again thank our community partners. You mean so much to this program, and as I said earlier, you have enriched it immensely. Finally, events like this don't happen without the hard work and planning from a very dedicated team. In particular, I want to thank Cherry Beckert, Suzanne Wright, Angela Clark, and Deanna Sutherling from JCPS, and also my Baird colleague, Mary Heptich, for a job well done. How about a round of applause for this crowd? I also want to recognize those individuals in the back of the room who made tonight's technology and virtual broadcast flawless. Thank you very much. Together, you all did a fantastic job of planning and delivering a wonderful evening. So congratulations again to our honorees. Best wishes, and thank you to all of you for joining us this evening. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you.